Alright, so white gold versus steel. Which should you choose? Well, I hope to answer that in this video. Welcome back to Jazz Time, everyone. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be doing a comparison, very minute comparison actually, between these two Daytona models, both by Rolex, the 11509 in white gold blue dial and matching white gold bezel with the 116500 LN. This one is all in stainless steel with a ceramic black bezel, white dial, black subdials, all right? And we'll be taking a look at, sort of that argument between why you would choose white gold over steel or steel over white gold. Well, we're going to have effectively, 5 points to consider when you want to, choose one over the other. All right. So when we're taking a look at these two watches, let's look at what's similar just in general. All right. So these are both Rolex Daytona models, both have the same movement, but they both essentially have the same exact thing. The only thing different here is the white gold construction on the left here that allows you to have this blue dial. The steel version only comes with this white dial and the black dial. There's no other color options available for this model in specific, okay? And so, just in general, these are effectively the same watch, but why would you choose one over the other? Well, again, 5 points to consider. And, let's touch on the first point here. It's the hardness of the type of metal. So when it comes to the hardness of the type of metal, we have steel on the right side. It's actually a harder type of metal. It's a rated number 6 on the diamond scale from 1 to 10. It's a 6, so it's pretty tough. You're not going to be able to dent this very hard, or very easily rather. You're going to have to actually smack it up against something, and then you'll start to get a scratch and then a dent. All right. When it comes to the white gold, it's actually rated at a 2.5, meaning it's very malleable, very easy to change its shape and its form. So you really have to be careful with it. But, if you treat your watch like a baby, it's not going to make that much of a difference for you. In general, you'll want to wear the white gold, with this sort of hardness less frequently than you would with the steel. But we'll touch on a little bit more why you may actually want to choose this white gold later. All right. And then when it comes to the second point here, we have availability of these types of metals. Now, keep in mind, white gold is a precious metal. All right. So as you can see here, it is a precious metal. By taking a look at these hallmarks underneath the lugs of the watch, you can actually see them placed there, and you can also see it on the clasp here. You see these hallmarks showing you that it is indeed white gold with a certain specific rating for its type of rarity. All right, minus my fingerprint there, but you get the idea. Effectively, white gold is generally harder to manufacture. In fact, it's difficult and nearly impossible to create gold rather than to simply mine it out of the earth, which is what makes it a precious metal. Whereas when you compare it with steel, steel can be manufactured. You can make steel at any point. But here's the thing, when it comes to availability, at least as of the making of this video, at this very moment in time, steel actually is at a higher demand. Now, why is that? I think it's very much due to the hardness rating difference here, because when you're looking at the overall color here, they're very much the same. The steel is basically silvery in tone, whereas white gold is also silvery in tone. But if you compare them right next to each other, side by side, the white gold actually has a warmer steel look, whereas the actual steel has a more neutral look. But, isolated from each other, you probably can't actually tell the difference, right? If you were to get two separate people walking into a room, one having the steel and the other with the white gold, you probably won't be able to tell the difference, all right? Only when you put them side by side will you actually, have sort of a feeling that maybe this white gold may actually not be steel. Well, that's actually the case. It's not actually steel. So when it comes to availability, steel is in higher demand at this very moment, all right? But again, white gold is less in demand, but I think something has turned around in that the blue dial actually is only available on this white gold sort of form. So if you want that blue dial, you're going to have to get this white gold body, white gold bracelet as well. Whereas steel only gives you this ceramic bezel and either this white dial or the black dial. So keep that in mind when you're shopping around. Okay, and when it comes to the next point here, we're going to have to talk about the overall, well, it's sort of more specific to this comparison here. It's the form factors between these two watches, all right? So what do I mean by form factors? It's sort of like a general term as to the general wear, the general shape, okay? So again, let me bring your attention to the cases here. Now, the case on this white gold Daytona, if you'll take a look at the lugs here, they're actually rather thick, and they also have feet underneath. If you notice them while I was showing the hallmarks, they actually have feet on the bottoms here. High polish when you have the sort of like a satin finish underneath there when you're looking at the hallmark area, all right? So you have that high polish mixed with that satin finish with the high polish along the sides, all right? It has a kind of a thicker feel to it, and when it's on the wrist, here's where you can actually see the difference the greatest, okay? All right, on the wrist, this form factor, it has a general like downward slope. With those feet, it actually makes it fit a little bit better than the steel version. I'll show you that in a second, but it fits a little bit better because of that downward slope. But keep in mind that it actually doesn't fit the bracelet perfectly. A strange little anomaly here where the end link doesn't actually curve down at the same angle as the lug does. All right, this lug is more like what you would find on a Yachtmaster body, where it sort of slopes downward really quickly, and not so much with the bracelet there. So keep that in mind. But also note that the overall form factor, how it wears on the wrist, it hugs my wrist very well if I were to size this properly, all right? So keep this in mind, and I'm going to try on the steel version in just a second here. Okay, now taking a look at how the steel looks, look at those lugs in comparison. There's no feet to speak of here. It's just a very slight taper, and the effects of that can be seen very easily in comparison on the wrist. Now, see that there's more space between the case and my wrist. So I do get that extra breathability, but it has that chance of, you know, potentially bumping up against something, because that tiny little taper could mean all the difference, right? But also take a look at the overall integrated look here with the end link on the bracelet. The end link on the bracelet actually complements the lug perfectly. This lug is actually slightly thinner than you would see on the white gold version, all right? Seeing them side by side, the white gold has a thicker lug, whereas the steel has a thinner lug, all right? It's a very, very minute difference, but you know, that minute difference could mean all the difference when it comes to wearing. And you know, I do appreciate this extra breathability here, but I'm not quite a fan of how it tapers rather than curves downward, okay? So keep that in mind when you're looking at this stainless steel version versus the white gold version, all right? And while we're talking about that, okay, let's talk about the fourth point here. It's the, let me zoom out here. It's the stealth factor, all right? It's hard for me to explain here, but this is the general point here, the stealth factor. Okay, so let's take a look at both of these side by side once again. Now, if you'll note, again, I touched on this earlier, but the white gold looks very much like the stainless steel. If two different people came in walking to the building, one wearing the stainless steel, one wearing the white gold, you probably won't tell the difference, all right? Sans the dial, you probably won't be able to tell the difference, because color constancy shows you, well, depending on your lighting, these both would appear warm or they would both appear cool, depending on what sort of light you have. The light in my light box is rather neutral, or a little bit on the cooler side. So while we have these right next to each other, you can tell that, one is steel, the other one is a white gold. But when it comes to stealth, the white gold in general looks like steel when compared to, say, yellow gold or rose gold. All right, and when you're wearing this sort of white gold watch, you can actually get away with saying that, oh, you won't need to actually say or tell anyone that it's white gold, because a lot of people will actually assume that it's steel. When you're wearing a yellow gold or rose gold watch, people can tell. It's obvious, right? And so when it comes to that sort of nature of, being obvious or stealthy, this would be a very good choice to go with. A white gold bracelet, a white gold case. Well, if you want that blue dial and you want that stealth factor, you don't want people to know exactly how much money you have, well, you can go with the slightly higher price point white gold version of the Daytona, so you can get that blue dial and also maintain that stealth factor. People don't know exactly, how much this is in comparison to, say, a white gold or a yellow gold or a rose gold, but they'll know that it probably costs less because it looks like steel, and that's precisely the point, all right? And then my last point here, well, kind of actually ties into that. It's the overall value that you're going to get with, choosing either white gold or stainless steel. And to that, well, it's hard to say, because there's long-term value and there's also short-term value, okay? So when you're looking at the short-term value, the steel is actually more desirable. It's higher demand. It's actually harder to get, at least steel is in general. And that's probably because of a lot of the previous points I've covered here, where it comes to the hardness and the, sort of like that, the undisputable stealth factor. When it's steel, it's steel, and it's probably not going to be worth, it's definitely not worth as much as, say, yellow gold or rose gold, because that those are gold, whereas steel can be manufactured easily. It's more readily available and therefore not a precious metal, so in general it won't cost as much to get a steel bracelet. The only issue in the short term is that what makes this a more desirable piece is that, well, again, steel is in higher demand, and therefore the overall value, the short-term value of steel, is actually very high when compared to the white gold. Now, the white gold in comparison, however, actually has a higher chance of being a higher value in the long term as opposed to the short term. The long term, if you take care of this watch, the white gold, because you have a choice of colors here, you have this very nice deep blue dial with that sunburst pattern, very distinctive, very unique, and name someone who doesn't like blue. Go ahead, I'll wait, You can't go wrong with the blue dial in any case, okay? Because just about everyone loves the color blue. And when it comes to that availability, again, this is, well, harder to manufacture because gold is a precious metal. And so making a white gold version, making that sort of stealthy look actually gives you a higher value in the long term, because let me give you an example. So say you're at a court case and you need to testify in front of a court. Well, if you're testifying in a case where money is sort of an issue, wearing a white gold watch, knowing that you have something valuable on your wrist, it gives it that good presentation with the blue dial, but you're not showing people exactly how much money you have, because this white gold is more stealthy. It's harder to tell that it is in fact gold because it looks just like steel. And so overall, you'll get that general long term, the longevity of that value, provided that you treat this well, you treat it like your baby, you treat it well, and this watch will treat you back in turn. Okay, so that finishes up my 5 reasons, or 5 considerations, 5 points to consider when you're, thinking about either white gold or steel. And that concludes this comparison between the 116509 and the 116500LN with the white dial, right? Not much to say when it comes to the overall aesthetics here, other than what I've already went over. The clasps are the same, they're done exactly the same, right? And the only other thing that I know I've forgotten here is, well, take a look at the bracelet. Do you see anything different about these two? No? Give up? Okay, so take a look at the screws on the 12 o'clock side. The screws are actually visible, the ends of the screws rather, the sides without the slots are actually visible on the stainless steel version versus the white gold version. You may not think that there's any screws there, but there actually are. All right, so a very small point, but a point nonetheless. All right, so that goes under, the general form factor, whichever you would prefer to have. All right, and if I would actually like to know your thoughts. Which one would you choose, white gold or steel? Leave your answers down in the comments below. Let us know what you would choose, or if you would choose both, really, because one you could wear for special occasions, one you can wear as an everyday watch. All right, let us know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video. And as always, if you'd like to purchase either of these watches, or even both of them, we have them available right now as of the making of this video at our online store, jazztime.com. Link is in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.